All right, so today we're going to be doing 1.1 nets. This is going to go with chapter 11. So even though it's chapter 1, it fits better with chapter 11. So if you go back to your notes from very beginning of the year, we actually started with 1.2. So 1.1 is about nets. It's about drawing and recognizing them. So a net is going to be like your two-dimensional drawings, whereas 3D is like a cube, like your 3D shapes. So something like that. So our first definition is a net. So it's a two-dimensional diagram that you could then fold up into your three-dimensional shape. So you can think of it like if you're going to make something, like if you wanted to make a paper square or paper cube, you would draw it out and then you would fold it all up into your cube. So the net is what it would be on that flat piece of paper before you folded it up. So you can think of it as the skin of a 3D shape. So what all the outside edges would be. So if you look at the example on the right, this would be your cube, which is 3D. And then this would be the net. So move this up a little bit. So if we look at this cube in relation to this net, here would be your bottom, would be the bottom right here. And then these would all be your sides. So side, side, side. And then this would be the top of your cube. So you could take all the sides and fold them up and then put the top on top and you'd get your full cube. So another example of a net would be like a cereal box here. So this is your original cereal box. You could cut it right along the edge, or like here, pull up the tabs and then cut it right along the edge, and then you're unfolding it to get all your different sides. And then you can label all your measurements. So your bottom was 14 centimeters. So this is still the bottom is 14 centimeters. This would also still be 14. Your height was 20. Your width was 6. And it's important to measure all of your dimensions on the net as well as the original. So if you folded it back up, you knew what it would look like. So here in an example, we're going to draw this net. So I almost always start with the base and then work from there. So we have some sort of rectangular base. It's 7 by 4. So I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle and label it here. This was 7 centimeters and this was 4 centimeters. So I'll switch colors to a different side. But then here it doesn't really matter if you do your rectangular sides or your triangular sides. So here we have a rectangle side right there. It's attached to the 4 and goes up 10. So attached to the 4 and goes up by 10. And then we have another one on the other side of your shape going this way. So it's up to you how you draw it. I tend to connect them. So if I folded it back up, I could still see it. But if you just want to draw all the shapes separately, that's fine too. And then we have the front panel is a triangle and it's attached to the 7 side. So I'm going to attach it here to the 7 side and goes up in a triangle. And then the side of that is 10. So this is 10 and this is 10. And then we need to draw one on the other side. So there's that one. All right, so this is the last example. Pause video and try drawing this one on your own. It's a little bit more complicated, but see what you can do. Work slowly, step by step, and then I'll go through it. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with the bottom, which would be flat underneath here. So we're going to have a 6 by 8 square, or rectangle, I should say. And then I just work my way around. So I think I'm going to go up the front, so start here and then here and here, etc. So we have a 2 by 8. So 2 and 8, I should label these. This is your bottom. This is the front step. And then this is going to be where you actually step next. So that's 4 right here and then still 8 along. So I'm going to add that on here and label that as 4. And then we're going up. This one is 3 from right there. So label another one as 3. and then we have our very tippy top here. So you can keep adding it on, and this would be your 2 again, and then we have the back panel right here, which we have to figure out the total height. So we're gonna have 3 up this chunk. So this is 3, and then this chunk was 2, so our total is gonna be 5. So you need an 8 by 5 added on. So now we have the back, the bottom, and then all the front sides, but we still have this chunk right here. So you could attach it to either like up here or down here. It doesn't really matter where you draw it. But we have attached to the 6, and then it comes up on the back, detached to the 5. It has your little staircase type thing. So 5 there, and then we're going to come from this chunk is 2 and 4. This would be 3 and 2. And then copy the same thing on the other side. And then there would be your net. So your homework for this is the Math Excel on 1.1. This would be your optional homework if you wanted more practice.